Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. People injured at the AstroWorld Festival are quickly getting attorneys to represent them and help file lawsuits on their behalf. Plenty have already been filed by well-known attorneys Tony Busby, Ben Crump, and Thomas J. Henry. We talked to another about the clients he has taken on. And joining us tonight here on The Factor Uncensored is personal injury attorney Chad Pinkerton, who is also representing some of the victims at the concert from AstroWorld Friday. First of all, how many victims do you have as clients now, Chad?
Currently, we represent 10 different individuals.
Now, what kind of case will they pursue against, obviously, Travis Scott, Live Nation? What other entities out there would you be suing?
Well, the case will be against Travis Scott, most likely Drake, Live Nation, which is the promoter, Travis Scott's promoter, probably NRG Stadium or NRG entities. There's likely to be a multitude of defendants. I've seen a few lawsuits with about 20 defendants in it. I'm still in the process of gathering information about who are the proper defendants at this time and how do we strategically bring this suit in state court in Texas.
For those who say, well, Drake was just a guest performer, why is he being sued?
Well, what I've seen on some video, and I'm not saying that Drake is absolutely a defendant right now, but what I've seen on the video is at the end of the concert, Drake is brought out and they continue the concert while people are screaming for help, asking them to stop the concert. Now, I know that Travis Scott is the one that brought him onto the stage. However, I do believe Drake and his promotion company was involved in the production. So if you're involved in the production and you're involved in the entertainment, you have an obligation to make sure the environment is safe. First, make sure it's safe before anybody enters the doors. And second, if you're performing and it's not safe, stop. And that's what Drake and Mr. Scott had the obligation to do once they recognized that people were in distress or harmed. The show should have been stopped.
When you take a look at what we saw out there Friday, which was a nightmare, and we send our prayers to all the families who've lost people out there, what do you think it went wrong in the beginning? Where did it go wrong, this show?
Well, I've done litigation against Live Nation in the MGM shooting case where 57 people were killed, and ultimately that case settled for $800 million. But it starts long before the concert ever begins. There is a planning stage for security. There is a planning stage for access to patrons. There is a planning stage to get people out. There is a planning stage for ending a concert when a dangerous situation occurs. And just like in the MGM case, these things were ignored by the promotion and the entertainers. So long before people ever entered the door, months, the plan was obviously a disaster. What they created was a pool of people in an environment whereby chaos was intentionally created, and they had no way to help these people or access these people. So the planning was atrocious, and that's what ultimately led to the event where people were injured and killed. And then once people were asked to leave, then you have all of the exit injuries related to trampling when people become fearful and they see unconscious people or people that are deceased or people that are hurt. So the planning was atrocious, the execution was bad, and that's what led to this environment.
Now, were any of your clients hospitalized, or what's their status?
2 of my clients were hospitalized. The other 8 had injuries, mild to moderate injuries, and also were involved in some of the help rendered to one of the deceased individuals. One of my clients actually helped carry the deceased individual to the medic tent where nobody was located to give help and tried to give assistance. So he also suffered some physical injuries. He was not one of the people that was hospitalized, but yes, I represent both types of individuals.
Now, Pinkerton also adds that past violence at Travis Scott's concerts will likely come into play in these lawsuits.